Do you ever make financial decisions you regret later? Maybe you've invested in something based purely on emotion or followed a trend because everyone around you was doing it. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Our brains are hardwired to make decisions based on emotions, biases, and cognitive shortcuts. But what if I told you that understanding these mental shortcuts could transform the way you manage your money? That's exactly what we're diving into today. Behavioral finance, the study of how our psychology and emotions shape the financial decisions we make. Before we jump in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our community. We're working toward 1,000 subscribers, and with your support, we'll bring you more actionable financial content. Let's get started to behavioral finance. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your name, and today we're discussing something that affects us all, behavioral finance. Have you ever made a financial decision and later thought, why did I do that? Maybe it was an impulsive purchase or an investment that you held onto for way too long. That's where behavioral finance comes in. It helps us understand how emotions and psychological factors drive our financial behaviors. While we often believe we make financial decisions based purely on logic, the truth is, our brains are influenced by emotions and biases, which can lead to less than optimal choices. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer understanding of how your mind works when it comes to money, how cognitive biases affect your decision-making, and how to overcome them to make smarter, more informed financial choices. What is behavioral finance? Let's begin with the basics. Behavioral finance is the study of how psychological influences affect our financial behaviors. It blends finance with psychology to explain why people often make irrational decisions with their money. Think about it. When you're feeling excited or anxious, your decisions can be skewed. And this doesn't just apply to everyday spending. Behavioral finance also explains why people tend to panic sell stocks in a downturn or chase risky investments during a market rally. One of the core ideas behind behavioral finance is that humans are not always rational. Unlike traditional finance theories, which assume that people make logical, well-informed decisions, behavioral finance shows us that our emotions, biases, and external influences often lead to poor financial choices. Cognitive biases in behavioral finance. Now, let's dive into the first critical area of behavioral finance: cognitive biases. These are mental shortcuts or patterns that our brains use to simplify decision-making, but they can lead us to make faulty decisions. One of the most well-known cognitive biases is loss aversion. Loss aversion is the tendency to feel the pain of losing money much more intensely than the joy of gaining money. For example, if you lose $100, you'll feel worse than if you gain $100. This is why people are often reluctant to sell underperforming investments, because they don't want to realize that loss. They might hold on to a losing stock in the hope that it'll rebound, even when the evidence suggests otherwise. Understanding loss aversion is critical because it helps you recognize when fear or a desire to avoid losses is preventing you from making the best financial decisions. Overconfidence bias. Another common bias is overconfidence bias. This is when people overestimate their knowledge, skills, or ability to predict outcomes. It often leads investors to believe they can time the market, pick the next big stock, or take on more risk than they should. The problem is, even seasoned investors can't predict the market with certainty, and overconfidence can lead to risky choices, like putting too much money into high-risk investments. Herding behavior. Next up is herding behavior. This is when individuals follow the crowd, even if they don't fully understand what they're doing. For example, if everyone around you is talking about a hot stock or cryptocurrency, you might feel pressure to invest, even without doing proper research. Herding behavior often leads to buying into bubbles, which can cause huge financial losses when the bubble bursts. Emotions and financial decisions. Now, let's talk about the impact of emotions on financial decisions. Fear, greed, and excitement are some of the most powerful emotions influencing our financial choices. Fear and panic, selling. During a market downturn, fear can drive people to make irrational decisions. Many investors panic sell their stocks, locking in losses instead of staying the course. Fear of losing more money often outweighs the potential for long-term gains. In fact, research shows that people who panic sell are often the ones who miss out on market recoveries. So what's the takeaway here? Don't let fear control your decisions. Stay calm, stick to your strategy, and remember that financial markets tend to recover over time. Greed and chasing high returns. On the flip side, greed can lead us to make risky decisions, like chasing high returns without considering the risks. When markets are booming, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement and want a piece of the action. But making decisions out of greed often leads to buying at the peak, just before the market corrects. To avoid this, try to stay focused on your long-term financial goals and avoid impulsive decisions. How to overcome behavioral biases. Understanding behavioral finance is just the first step. Next, you need to know how to combat these biases and emotional triggers. Here are some practical strategies. Create a financial plan. Create a financial plan. First and foremost, create a comprehensive financial plan. Having a plan in place will help you avoid making impulsive decisions. When you have a clear investment strategy, budget, and goals, you're less likely to be swayed by emotions or the latest trends. A solid plan serves as a roadmap, guiding you through the ups and downs of the market. Diversify your investments. Another key strategy is diversification. Diversifying your portfolio reduces the impact of any single investment's performance. This can help you avoid the trap of being overly influenced by loss aversion. If one investment is losing value, you'll have others that may be performing better. Diversification helps keep your financial decisions balanced and reduces the emotional impact of any single loss. Automate your investments. Finally, consider automating your investments. By setting up automatic contributions to your investment accounts, you take the emotional element out of the decision-making process. This helps you stay disciplined, contributing to your portfolio regularly without worrying about market fluctuations. To wrap things up, behavioral finance shows us that our financial decisions are often driven by emotions, biases, and mental shortcuts. While traditional finance assumes we always act rationally, behavioral finance acknowledges that we don't always make the best choices when it comes to managing our money. But by becoming aware of these biases, staying disciplined, and sticking to a long-term plan, we can make better, more informed financial decisions. So, if you want to take control of your financial future, start by understanding how your mind works when it comes to money. Recognize when emotions like fear or greed are influencing your decisions and take steps to minimize their impact. By doing so, you'll be in a much better position to make smarter financial choices. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can get more content on improving your financial mindset and strategy. We're getting closer to 1,000 subscribers, and your support means everything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.